Hello everyone, I hope you all are fine. Welcome to our channel. This is the second video of chapter Motion from class 9th, where we will discuss about distance and displacement. You all must have heard about distance, but displacement might be a new term for you. After watching this video, you will be very clear about displacement. So, we will begin with what is distance. I think you already know that, but how can we define distance? Well, distance covered by a moving body is actual path length of the path followed by the object, irrespective of the direction in which body travels. Now, there is one display on our vehicles which shows the distance traveled by our vehicle. Do you know what this device that measures distance is known as? You can pause this video here and think of the answer. I guess most of you already know. This device is odometer. Now, when there is already a term known as distance which we can even measure, then why there is need of another term, that is displacement? Well, displacement has its own significance in physics. Let's see how. Suppose you are at your home and I ask you to come at my place. That is my home. First you will ask me how far is my home from yours. I will answer you that my home is 5 kilometers away from you. Now, when you will step out of your home, you will be again confused that 5 kilometers is okay, but in which direction you have to move? Should you go in north, east, maybe south, or it can be west? Oh no, there are so many directions possible in which you can move from your home. So now I will have to send you the one direction in which you should move. Let's say that direction is northeast. Okay, so now you can easily figure out where my home is, as you know how far my home is from yours and also the direction. This physical quantity is nothing but displacement. So, displacement comprises of magnitude as well as direction. In this situation, 5 km is the magnitude and northeast is the direction. Please note one thing here, that distance traveled by you can be different from displacement. Now we will look at this situation in more detail. Let's say when you go to school, distance traveled by you looks like this. Total distance traveled by you for this journey can be calculated by adding all these numbers. So it's 12 km of distance from your home to school. What about displacement? Displacement is the shortest path between initial and final position. Hence, displacement here is 8 km. So in this situation, displacement is less than distance. Okay, is displacement always less than distance? No, that's not always true. You must have seen a train which is moving straight in one direction only. I know during a complete journey, train will change its direction, but let's just consider a train which moves straight in one direction between two stations, station 1 and 2, which are 30 km apart. Now, here is our train which moves from one station to another and travels a distance of 30 km. What will be displacement here? As train is moving in east direction, so displacement will be 30 km toward east. So here magnitude of displacement is equal to distance, that is 30 km. Hence we can conclude that when a body travels only in one direction, distance and displacement are equal. Okay. Now another question arises, that can displacement be greater than distance? Our answer will be no, it's not possible. Displacement is always less than or equal to distance. As you can see here in this picture, displacement is the shortest path that connects initial and final position, while distance can be different than displacement. Even if we try to achieve shortest distance possible, even then it will be equal to displacement. Now we can move to another important fact, that can distance be zero for a moving body? No, distance can never be zero for a moving body. Let's consider one more situation where you start from your home to see your friend. Then you went to market and finally you return back to your home. For this complete journey, you traveled a total distance of 32 km. But if I ask you how far is your final position from your initial position, then you would say that your final position is same as initial position, that is your home. So displacement in this situation is 0, but distance is not equal to 0. Hence, we can conclude that displacement is 0 if initial and final position are same. For example, this car is in circular motion, and if its initial and final position are same, then displacement will be 0. Let's discuss about circular motion in more detail. Okay, so that's you, and you have come to a park with circular track. You start running and complete one round. What will be your displacement now? Yes, you already know that displacement will be 0 as your final position is same as initial position. And what will be your distance? Distance will be 2 pi r, as path covered by you is circumference of the circle. Now let's consider in your next round you felt really tired and could complete just half of a round. So what will be your displacement now? Obviously it is not 0 as your final position is different than initial position. Here displacement will be equal to diameter of the circular track. And if you talk about distance, it will be circumference, half of the circumference, that is pi r. You can see here clearly. Now we are in a position to discuss difference between distance and displacement and to summarize what we have learnt in this video. Distance is the actual path length covered by a body. On the other hand, displacement is shortest path between initial and final position. Distance is a scalar quantity, that means it doesn't tell us about the direction, while displacement is a vector quantity which tells us about the direction in which a body moves. Distance for a moving body can never be 0. On the other hand, displacement for a moving body can be 0, positive or even negative. SI unit is same for both, that is meter. So that's all for this topic. Thank you for watching this video. Next time we will discuss about speed and velocity. Till then, take care of yourself and your family.